Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is Adam here, also known as Raph. Welcome to another Wixoss video where we're going to talk about episode 2 of the 4th season of Wixoss, which is Lostorage Conflated, or Conflated, I guess. I don't know how they pronounce it in Japanese, but Wixoss, which is the 4th season. If you guys missed episode 1, definitely go back, check out episode 1. It's on my channel. It should be in the card on the top right corner. So don't miss those. But what's up, everybody? I'm continuing the series because we did get a couple of people who did love the series and loved the episode review. So shout outs to Conan Kami. He was in the comment section down below. He's definitely been giving me a lot of anime support recently, and I'd love to thank you for watching the videos, coming out, and doing that sort of thing. And we also got Andrea Zapenda, who came out and also corrected me on a couple of things, such as how there is the Wixoss movie and how Tama and Rue actually get to meet from that, which is actually really cool. I also found out that there is a Wixoss manga, which I have not been reading at all. I'm still refusing to read the manga because I want to watch the episodes back to back until probably this season gets finished, and maybe if there's another season of Wixoss, then I might just go and not read the manga. But if there isn't any confirmation about the manga, I'll definitely go back, read the manga, see if they made any changes towards the season of the show, and that sort of thing. But yeah, welcome back, guys, to the second episode. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to basically literally redo what we did literally last time. I forgot to put my webcam reaction. I was going to do it for this episode, which I do apologize about. I know some of you guys actually just come here for the reactions. That's not really what I do, because that'd be a really boring video. So if you guys just came here for webcams, I'm definitely not doing it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about episode number 2 of Wixoss. So this one talks about Kiyoi and going back into her past, about how she forgot who the person we're kind of looking for. So this is technically Piruruk's, but like in Kiyoi's body, but now they call her Kiyoi, and it was a really confusing episode, let me tell you that. I was pretty confused a bit for the most part. Like, is she Piruruk or is she Kiyoi? I don't really know. But regardless, this is talking about Kiyoi and how she basically saved her friend's life. You know what I mean? This is being told within her perspective, which is what Andrea also said. Shout out to that dude. He's a really goat, or female. I don't know which type of sexuality you are. Basically, Kiyoi was supposed to be this nice girl, and she basically inherited her body after Mayu punished her. And pretty much what ends up happening is that she pretty much kills a friend, or a classmate who was just trying to be a friend to her. The classmate was just trying to push her to play Wixoss, but then other classmates around her started saying like, oh, this person really isn't who they're supposed to be. Oh yeah, ever since she started to just, you know, be friends with a certain individual, they started being like, oh well, this and this, and oh, she's just so fake ever since she started playing Wixoss with her. But in reality, it was just basically she was just trying to be a good friend to her. She just wanted to talk to her, because Kiyoi would literally just sit in the back of the class and just not talk to anyone, you know what I mean? She wouldn't be friends with anybody. So after this friend tried to pretty much save her, try to be friends with her, Kiyoi kind of just backs off and just starts walking home like normal. But what she doesn't realize is that there's I don't know, they didn't really show it in the episode, but there's like a truck or a car or whatever it is that basically almost tries to kill Kiyoi, but instead of her dying or whatever it is, this so-called friend pretty much bites the bullet and pushes Kiyoi out the way and takes the hit for the car. It's not really shown, it's not really fully explained, but it's one of those things where we do get to see it, and it's kind of somewhat showed without it being too graphical for the audience to see, which is pretty cool. And you definitely understand it. You definitely know what happens. All you have to do is just really think for your brain. But regardless, I would have really loved to see it actually animated, but it is what it is. So after that, after everything, kiyoi gets takes her to the hospital, you know, that sort of thing, and she's just like, yo, I really want to save this girl's life. So what she does is she gets a selector called, or a LRIG, I guess, called Remember, and she becomes a selector at the time. And so she grinds those battles, she saves her dream, and pretty much she wins. And all she has to do now is just get her wish, which is to just save this girl. And so she does everything. She meets Mayu again, and Mayu pretty much tortures her by making Remember go into Kiyoi's body and pretty much pulling the plug on her friend. And not only that, but I guess she kind of just forgets who she was, because she doesn't get a face within the anime, which is kind of upsetting and a little bit worrisome. So Mayu pretty much pulls the plug on this girl. Remember pulls the plug on this girl, and that was pretty much the entire punishment. So that was pretty much the A side of things. That was, honestly, there wasn't a lot of things to really say about it. It's just a little bit more backstory on what happened fully within season 1, because we didn't really get the full picture of it. We only heard of the story just a bit, and it's a little late to kind of introduce that in the 4th season rather than in the 2nd or 3rd, and if it was introduced in the 2nd season, then it's a little bit late to kind of talk about this again in the 3rd season. It is a really good reminder and a great way to catch up. They didn't really enforce it and show it off as if like, oh yeah, this has been happening within the 1st or 2nd season. They've definitely been talking about this a lot, and it's just been like, because the 3rd season was kind of a shift between everything, I really did forget about a lot of things that did happen within season 1 and season 2, but I'm glad that they kind of touched upon it again within season 4 of the show, which is really nice, and I really enjoy it. Now, on to the bigger part of the show, on to what's been happening again. So Tama and Ryu sorry, not Ryu, I always get it wrong, but Tama and Ryu have just been really chilling within their home right now. They've just been doing their thing, doing whatever they need to be done, and honestly, they're just trying to not go back into battles, you know what I mean? Ryu doesn't want to go back into being a selector anymore, and turns down Kiyoi's request as to going back into as a selector, because even though they did beat Mayu within the 2nd season, the games are still going, things are still happening, and it's not run by Mayu though, but something is going on that just doesn't make sense. Something just doesn't add up towards this whole thing. So within the season, I guess what the whole purpose should be for season 3 or season 4, sorry, as to why they would come back into this game, is so that they can just be done with Wixoss. It's just so that their ultimate goal should really just to defeat the bad guys and finish the game, so that the game just never exists anymore, which I feel like is going to come with a lot of problems and a lot of repercussions. I feel like if they destroy the game 100%, then things such as LRIGs and witches just won't will disappear from the world, I guess you could say. So I feel like if they do it, it's gonna make it so that the wishes are just 100% gone. So Tama's pure existence would be gone. People reuniting with each other, just gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's gonna do a huge time paradox within the ending of the show. And I'd be fine with it totally, but it's just gonna be a little bit weird to definitely keep this show running and keep it going. So I don't think it's going to be a full-on wipe. Rather, I feel like it's going to be something major is going to happen at the end of the show, and it always does within Wixoss. Something major always happens. So I'm definitely really excited to see what the major changes, what the shift is going to be within the show. But regardless, we still have more stuff to talk about, so don't go away just yet. We did get a lot of stuff did happen within the B side of the plot. So Carnival is definitely planning to do something. Carnival has, I guess, went into that world in between where they start to where people go to start getting their wishes, or start to see what LRIG they can get and whatever it is. But Carnival got something that was a little bit different, because in season 3, when we saw the main character for that go in, I'm forgetting her name right now. Her name was I'm honestly forgetting my names right now. It's not really good, but regardless, the main character for season 3, Suzuko, there we go, that's her name. When Suzuko went into that, it was like it was just for her to get her LRIG pretty much. But when she went into it was a little bit more different. Right now, Carnival basically was allowed to know something, and they said you have to gather the keys, which pretty much, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's going to unlock a door of darkness, I'm going to guess, because all she really wants within this world, within the world that the humans live in, is just chaos. She wants excitement pretty much, and that's all she really cares about. She doesn't care whether people get hurt. She doesn't care whether people win or lose or whatever it is. As long as she wins at the end of the day, she doesn't care or doesn't give a rat's ass about what's going to happen within this show. She doesn't care about the characters. She doesn't care about emotions and feelings and wishes that other characters have, which is what I really like about Carnival. Her Carnival stays consistent towards the characters right now, and she's definitely going to be one of the main antagonists. Now, I do feel like there is a higher being within the show, which is going to allow it so that the main antagonist is going to shift a little bit later on within the season, but it's definitely going to be really interesting to see where they can take Carnival's character and what they're going to do with her. So yeah, so something weird that did happen is that people are starting to get their LRIGs back. Like, a lot of selectors are being redone again. So Pyruke got re-shown to Kiyoi, and basically she's allowed to be a selector once again, and there's going to be a lot more selectors within the game now. So they have 90 days apparently, and each time they lose a match, they're going to lose a coin, which is linked towards their memories, which is kind of like the third season. However, there was something a little bit more different this time. So rather than getting a coin bet, they have a coin with a lock in it, and it's a brand new rule specifically towards this season of Wixoss, which I don't know how it fully works right now, but definitely looks really interesting. And I don't know if it's whether it's going to be another card boost like last season or something different, I guess, but it's going to be something interesting. So we're definitely going to see a lot more of that happening. I don't think that the people who are selectors this time have a choice, because last time within season 4 is if you wanted to leave the game, you couldn't leave the game, because in season 1 and 2 you were allowed to leave. They just literally said, if you don't want to be a selector anymore, ditch the card, ditch me, throw me out, put me somewhere, and you don't have to play the game anymore. But within season 3 they said you have to continuously keep playing in order to contain all your memories, otherwise I will take over your body, and that's how the game is. So it's definitely going to be something to see within the later seasons, and I think that it's going to be really awesome to know where these characters are going to go. So this is really going to be quite a long season, and it's going to be absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to see where these characters are going to go. So there's just a little bit more guys. Hold up. So now I got AB done. There's also what's going to be happening within the next episode. So within the next episode for Wixoss, I feel like there's going to be a lot of things between Rue and Tama, because Rue doesn't want to go back within Wixoss. At the beginning of the episode for this, she's like, I don't want Tama to worry, because if I go in, Tama's also going to go in and follow me, and I don't want Tama to follow me into this battle. I don't want her to lose her wish like I almost lost mine. I don't want her to suffer the pain anymore from this, and she refuses kiyoui's request to re-participate within Wixoss. So what I think is going to be happening is that because all the old selectors are getting selected now, or getting reselected now, I guess Tama or Rue is going to pretty much just like, honestly, I think that she's going to just talk Tama's going to talk Rue into the whole thing. She's just going to be like, hey, you need to go back into this and you really need to talk this through. I want to really help. I want to come back. And it's pretty clear in the preview that she genuinely doesn't want to go back. She genuinely doesn't want Tama in that situation anymore, and she just wants it all over. So it's going to be a little bit interesting to see where the characters are going to go, because there's definitely going to be a lot more fights and a lot more things within the future. So let's talk about speculations. What do I want? What do I like about this episode? What do I dislike about this episode? So what do I like about this episode? I really like Carnival right now, because honestly, she's just a character that just doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care whether or not people get hurt at the end of the day. I'm really loving the way that they're treating her character and how her role as a villain is being portrayed right now. I'd really like it if they'd explain what her end goal is for that door and why it's so interesting, but that it definitely will be explained within the later on. And I want a really good reason for the main characters to stop Carnival, I guess, you know what I mean? While yes, they are being forced to stop them, they're in a situation of being forced. I want them to have their own reasons for stopping Carnival. So that's what I really do like about the episode. Something that I disliked about the episode is that they introduced something that happened way back within season 1 and 2 with Kiyoi and Remember, and how pretty much she lost her friend, or not even a friend, I guess, how she lost her classmates. I'd really like it if they'd retouch upon that a lot better. I thought that it would be, I thought it was a little forced for this season, especially since it wasn't really introduced within the 3rd season. And she did yes care about it happening within the 1st and 2nd season. I know that she just wants to go and fight Remember, so I'd really like it if they'd tried and not really do it like that. They could have made it so that Remember could have kind of showed up halfway through the season, and then Kiyoi would just kind of gone crazy, and maybe that would have been a little bit better, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really a story writer, so I really would have loved it if they introduced it a little bit later and then give us the whole backstory and whatnot. It would have been really cool. But yeah, it was just, I really did forget, and I feel like if they showed that at least in episode 0 or like an OVA where we could have remembered everything, because definitely Wixoss season 4 definitely you need to watch the past seasons for this. And because it's been so long and I haven't watched Wixoss in such a long time, I definitely would have enjoyed it a lot more if they could have showed us a little bit more of a recap before the episode actually finished. So that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Wixoss Episodes Reviews. If you guys do have any more suggestions or want to hit up your own comments and tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? I'll read all of them and put more comments within the video, which is absolutely awesome. Guys, I'd like to also say that I am doing a Twitch event live on twitch.tv/ForRathMate. It's a great event. It's about me trying to get to Anime North, and we're going to be playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the longest amount of time. So definitely come by, reach out, and definitely see me playing the game. If you guys would like to donate so that I can get to Anime North this year, that would be really awesome. But without further ado, guys, my name is Adam, also known as Raph. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you all later. Adios.